David Solomon is what you would call a self-made man. He lived in Manhattan, built himself up from almost nothing. Now he was a multimillionaire with several factories, had substantial holdings on Wall Street, and knew exactly how loud money talks. Of course, there was no place in his life for Judaism and no time for anything except business and family. The most precious of all of his possessions was his 18-year-old daughter, Sarah. He was sitting in his office one day when the phone rang. Mr. Solomon was told that his precious daughter was in a life-threatening car accident and was in a coma in critical condition. Mr. Solomon stood there weeping, and his father mentioned that he contact the holy Lubavitcher Rebbe. He went down immediately to meet him. Rebbe, he began to cry, my daughter had a terrible accident. She is in critical condition. Rebbe, can you save her? Here is a check for $50,000 for your institutions. The Rebbe just looked at him without seeming to notice the check and said, if you want to save your daughter, you must begin to observe Shabbat. Shabbat? You mean not drive or turn on lights and those things on Saturday? Rebbe, David replied, I can't promise such a thing. I'm a very busy man. I'm not a religious Jew. Here. He took out his checkbook, put it on the Rebbe's desk, and began writing. Here, $100,000. Please, Rebbe. Please add this to the first check. Just save my daughter. The Rebbe looked at him even more intently and said, Mr. Solomon, I'm here to help you. That money might help my institutions, but if you want to help your daughter, you must keep Shabbat. Rebbe, here, said Mr. Solomon as he signed his name to another check and placed it before the Rebbe. It's an open check. Write what you want. Take what you need. Just save her. God is responsible for her feeling, the Rebbe replied. You must appeal to him. I can help with prayer, but you must do your part. At least keep Shabbat. Then your daughter will be healthy, and you'll even see grandchildren from her. Mr. Solomon gathered up his checks. He said he would think about it, shook the Rebbe's hand, and left, closing the door after him. That night, he couldn't sleep. The meeting with the Rebbe had made a deep impression on him. The Rebbe's face danced before him, saying, I'm here to help you. Keep Shabbat. It was the first time in his life he met a man that was not interested in his own personal profit. Meanwhile, Sarah's condition deteriorated. Finally, he said to his wife, this Shabbat, we won't drive or turn on any lights. I mean, we'll be staying in the hospital anyway, so we have nowhere to go. And I think I remember how my father used to make Kiddush. We can at least begin to do what Rabbi Schneerson said. That Sunday, there was some improvement, and the next Sunday, Sarah opened her eyes for the first time in a month. Mr. Solomon became a Shomer Shabbat Jew, and his daughter Sarah not only became completely healed, she eventually got married and had several children, just as the Rebbe said.